Combo chain so smooth, we're built to last. Check the leaderboard, is that on top? It's the funky squad, we'll never stop. Gaming ain't easy, but we make it look tight. What's in the sack? Cause trouble tonight. Leveling up with the crew by my side. Funky gamers grooving, let's enjoy the ride. So warrior swag on blast. Combo chain so smooth, we're built to last. Check the leaderboard, who's that on top? It's the funky squad, we'll never stop. Gaming ain't easy, but we make it look tight. What's in the sack? Go with trouble tonight. Leveling up with the crew by my side. Funky gamers grooving, let's enjoy the ride. Pitches and codes, we know the game. Skilling so hard, they remember our name. Respawn, reload, we don't back down. Funky kings and queens, we wear the crown. Oh yeah! Gaming ain't easy, but we make it look tight. What's in the sack? Go with trouble tonight. Leveling up with the crew by my side. Funky gamers grooving, let's enjoy the ride. Let's enjoy the ride. Bird Foxy in the house. Oh snap. Oh yeah. Harry's got the joystick, making it clap. Sarah X-Man causing trouble, bringing the heat. Your wicked hot's got the moves, can't be beat. Gaming ain't easy, but we make it look tight.
What is up, everybody? It's Tuesday night. Do you know where your moms are at? We do. Welcome to another episode of Gamin' Ain't Easy, and it is episode 30. So, yep, we've got 30 episodes in. Who'd have thought that we'd be here talking to you guys for 30 plus weeks? Because, of course, we missed a couple of weeks here and there, due to whatever issues and stuff. But the show keeps a rolling, and we are much appreciative to keep being able to do so for all of you tuning in. And of course, let's get in and see who's already in the chat. There we go. The computer running slow as always. Whatever. We got Talos Ray giving oh yeah for Talos in the chat. We got Chrissy Bakley. We got Frank. We got who else we got, guys? Right now, yep, Frank, Talos, Chrissy. More will be pouring in here shortly as we go along. As it takes, for whatever reason, things are just loading really slow here. So, oh well, it is what it is, and we just go on with the show as we always do. But let's get everybody into the room as we speak here. First off, we all love him. Mr. Perry, how are you feeling tonight, sir?
I bought another PS5 Pro. I know. I'm all right. How about you?
You're good, huh? You good?
Yeah.
Soon you're going to have the market cornered on PS5 Pros, and then just nobody's going to know what to do. You're just corner the resale market.
And Switches.
There's
a whole story about that too. But yeah, there you go.
All right. Yeah, we'll bring it up. Let's go. All right. Well, let's get to last but not least, the beast from the east. You're wicked hot. How are you feeling tonight, brother?
Feeling great, brother. Feeling great. Can't feel any better. It's the 30-30. Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
It's funny enough, because I mentioned you guys before we went live, and it's funny that you said that. I have a show coming up Saturday that I'm actually playing, and I promote my show and the various different things, and one of the tags online is I'm sharing stuff. I was just putting that all in caps. Can you dig it?
Dig it.
So I'm glad I'm not the only one who still uses that reference anymore.
I love it. I use it when I can.
It's epic, man. It's classic. So got to use it when you can. Absolutely. So before we get rolling into the Dirty 30, the 30th episode of the show, what are we all playing on this week, gentlemen? First off, let's start with Perry. What have you been playing on this week?
I've been playing. I don't even remember. I guess I've been playing Switch 2, and I've been playing Resident Evil again.
Nice.
Absolutely
I'm
nothing
stuck in my
wrong
own
with
ways there with those two.
They can't beat it, man.
Oh.
Can't beat it. So, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Wicked, what are you playing on this week, brother?
Oh man, it's been busy because I was at PAX for like Thursday and Friday, and then just like chilling and stuff. But honestly, I've been playing, man, like Battlefield, Arc Raiders. I think that's like it. I can't even remember. I'm having trouble remembering, but I think Battlefield and Arc Raiders for sure. It was probably something mindless like that.
And everybody tuning in, if you haven't already, make sure you're hitting Wicked's channel just to check out all the stuff he was posting up from PAX and everything, because that was some cool shit, man. He and the Demon Daimyo, they were out there living it up, having a good time, and it looked like a whole hell of a lot of fun. So you have to give us, before we get rolling into it too, maybe just a quick little short rundown of your experience, now that we can do it in person, you know what I mean, in just a second. But as for me, again, I haven't jumped back into Requiem yet because I'm just kind of still cleansing the palate. So I've been playing a little, Doom Dark Ages like last week, but I also jumped into the Marvel Maximum Collection, which that was nice. That was,
that's what I was playing on Switch.
Yeah, playing mine on the PS5, and I gotta say, I was telling a buddy of mine about it. We were talking about it just yesterday. The fact that I have stuff like Maximum Carnage and Separation Anxiety and shit like that all in one spot is nice, because I never played Separation Anxiety when it released. I just never got the chance to. But I played the hell out of Maximum Carnage, and at one point I had it for both SNES and Genesis. Now I just have the SNES cartridge. So it's nice to see. I haven't jumped into playing the X-Men arcade game yet because I've just been checking out some of the older stuff. Like I jumped into playing yesterday and today for a little bit, the NES version of Captain America and the Avengers, because that was more of a platformer, and realized I hadn't played that either. So it was like, oh, okay. Because I have the Genesis version of the Avengers, which was the arcade port, and I love the arcade port, and I love the arcade game, love the ports of it. So I can't wait to jump into that eventually. But I'm checking out the stuff that I haven't really messed with first, and then I'll go into stuff that I'm familiar with. Even though I will, however, be the guy I told my buddy over the phone, and he was making fun of me for it. I am definitely loading up every single cheat I can to play Silver Surfer, because I played that game back when it released, and fuck that game and everything it's got. I will beat it, and I don't care if I'm a cheating bastard to do it. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna laugh the entire.
Oh my god!
Entire.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. I got a question in regard to that game, because we all have.
Yeah.
And I really want your opinion, because you really played those systems back in the day, probably way more thoroughly than I did. When you're playing it, specifically, not like what is your favorite game in that collection? That's the first question, and then I'll ask my second one.
For me, probably Maximum Carnage.
Ooh, okay. Perry, what's your favorite game in that collection?
It's got to be the X-Men arcade game with online play, cross play.
That's mine too.
And I do have Separation Anxiety and Maximum Carnage. I still have them downstairs for Super Nintendo. And I have X-Men, Spider-Man, the X-Men, the Arcade's Revenge.
Oh, that's
that
right.
I have for Super and Genesis.
Ooh. And that's pretty dope, dude. That's pretty dope. You still have those. My second question is, when you are playing the other games that don't offer the arcade edition within that collection we're playing, are you picking the Super Nintendo? I mean, are you picking the Nintendo, or are you picking the Sega when you go to pick which one? Do you have a preference? Do you like one more than the other?
Well, the only game that I mean, all those games weren't in the arcade except for the X-Men. I think the Captain America Avengers game was in the arcade, but I can't remember. I think there was an Avengers game in the arcade.
Yeah, because you can either do the Nintendo or the Sega one.
Like Maximum Carnage was never in the arcade, neither was Separation. So I mean, you can't even pick them anyway. And X-Men, the only arcade game in there besides the Avengers, that game never came to home consoles except for about 10 years ago on Xbox Live and PlayStation Network. But they kind of fucked those versions up because they were like they were redone from the ground up. They weren't really using the arcade ROM. This is using the actual ROM. So
Okay.
Yeah. We never got those up. We never got that game at home, which sucked.
Yeah.
Okay,
I got
that
you.
I agree with.
I was picking the Sega edition for every time I could play something else. You know what I mean? I forget what the order of the games is.
I would say for Maximum Carnage, Super Nintendo, because Green Jelly did the album for that.
Well, I'll do that one. Then I didn't do that.
And that music is crazy.
Oh, it is. Like I actually, it's funny because I played through the Genesis version first, just because I hadn't played the Genesis one in so long, and I still regularly replay the Super NES cartridge. But yeah, the music on the Super NES version is just far superior. You know, you can definitely tell like the instrumentation was better and stuff. And a funny little note about that, not only does Green Jelly do the soundtrack for the game, but one of the stages, they did a version of Black Sabbath's The Mob Rules.
Wow.
As level music. And that was cool as hell. And I had forgotten about it. And when I heard it kick in, I'm like, that's not Green Jelly. That's Sabbath. And I'm like, okay, well, yeah. And then of course going back and it's like, yeah, they did a version of Mob Rules for it. And I'm like, that's cool. But yeah, for Maximum Carnage, the SNES version, just for the music alone, because like graphically they're just about identical and the gameplay is about identical. For Captain America and the Avengers, though, outside of the arcade game, I'll go to the Genesis port because that was the better arcade port. Because the Super NES one, the Super Nintendo version was actually kind of gimped. And then, like I said, I still hadn't messed with separation anxiety yet. And it's a toss up for Spider-Man and X-Men. So,
not too shabby.
But yeah. Yeah, it's a good collection at a decent price, man. You can't beat it. So.
Oh yeah, good price.
Oh yeah. So, well, before we get rolling into the 30 stuff, why don't Wicked, you give us a quick little in-person rundown of some of your thoughts from PAX and everything. Like, kind of peel the curtain back a bit, if you will, and let us know, because we saw the stuff on your channel and whatnot, and you were sharing pictures the whole time. But more of a first-hand experience, talking to everybody.
Okay. All right, I'll give you the general consensus. Over the years, it's become a smaller event. The AAA people have pulled back, like since the COVID kind of bubble popped. And from there, you're really I told my buddy, I was like, when we go in there, like more or less, like you're not gonna see the big bangers, you're gonna see like a couple here and there, but like this is really like an indie scene. Like you're gonna see a lot of indie games, some that you might know, some that might be in the middle, some that might be right in the beginning. But you're probably gonna really start to appreciate these, little developers that are starting out. So, we go walk through. There's a lot of dice games and board games there, believe it or not. That is starting to grow as a hobby, I guess, or it's becoming more seen in the public eye. There is a lot of board games, a lot of dice games. They sell dice. I didn't even know they had a cyberpunk board game, but they got one. So we went through there, we walked through everything. We started making our ways, a bunch of little games. As you can see on the GoPro, if you watch it, some games catch my eyes based off mechanics or just art design, or maybe a certain color that just pops. I would just start talking to them, asking them about their games. That's kind of what I did my first walkthrough. Anything that caught my eye, I just introduced myself, talked to them real quick, and then made my full sweep through. But you're going to see a lot of small-time developers. You see a lot of people with customized stuff. Some people are selling used stuff. Some people are just selling T-shirts, and some people are just selling cards. It's really just it's kind of a free-for-all, but more or less you're going to see the games. I would say the big hitters there this year was Nintendo. I was not waiting in that line. It had, which to my surprise, I thought it would be something like a little bit more Pokemon-esque, and I'll get to that in a minute. They just had Mario Wonder, the Switch 2 edition with the DLC. They had about, I want to say they had about maybe 100 switches, just like racked up, like rode up. And you could play that. And then in two small, like that was the big, say this is a basketball court. Half of that basketball court was just the Mario Wonder. And then they split the other half into two little sections, and they did Pokemon Champions and they did Pokopia. And you could play those ones. But like I said, the lines were just ridiculous. Other than that, the best booth there, and as you can see from the hat, it's Atari, baby. Atari is so dope. We played that game Replaced. Is it Replaced? I think it's Replaced. My buddy said it wrong one time, and you know how that goes. Like you can never remember it again. We're no. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Replaced. It's on Xbox, Steam, and Epic, and it's a 2D beat 'em up. It's got this grim Gotham vibe. Check it out, people. I'm telling you, man.
Right.
The combat is mint. The parry is mint. The roll mint. Check it out. But yeah, that was what's up, Dread. And no, Atari's dope. Dread. I gotta say though, Limited Run did have a booth for specifically the X-Men. I'm sorry, not the X-Men. Jesus Christ, the Marvel Maximum Collection. And then on the backside, they had He-Man. So we played a level of He-Man, and that He-Man
nice
is so. I have a video of it, and I'm gonna put it up later. But it is so good. It's so crisp. The combos on everything. I'm not even a He-Man fan, and I loved it. It's a day one buy.
Awesome. So you heard it here first. Check out Replaced. He-Man's going to be awesome.
Oh yes.
Bubsy
4D. Bubsy 4D for the win, bro.
Oh God, Bubsy 4D.
Bro, Bubsy 4D, dude. Check it. Man, you can't. Bubsy.
I wonder how they're going to make that 4D. Is a cart or is the game card or whatever going to smell like something before you put it in?
It's going to be. Yeah, we're gonna break the wall. Yeah, that demo was there too, dude. That was dope. Oh, and dude, the Jay and Silent Bob game there was freaking awesome. That game was so much fun. But yeah, check it out. If you like, it's really more or less an indie scene now, and if you really appreciate that stuff, I think you'll find yourself right at home. Other than that, it's just a cool ass vibe. It's a lot of things going on. They got great food there. They got a food court. They had food trucks. They had like dessert, like little food trucks. It's dope.
Nice. Well, if I ever get the opportunity to head out east for that one of these years, I'll have to definitely fucking check it out because that just sounds like it's awesome. You know?
Oh, it's dope. It's so much fun, dude. So much fun.
Awesome. Good to hear. Glad to hear. I'm glad to hear and see that you had a good time, and especially you and Demon Damio there. So that's awesome. Awesome little report there. But let's get into it. So first off, like I said, episode 30. Dirty 30. First off, we made it 30 episodes, gentlemen. And first, before we get into any discussion, let's all give it up once again for Sir X-Man. You know, make sure you're sending him well wishes and everything like that. You know, hearing he's getting better and, you know, doing what he needs to do. And definitely here with us in spirit tonight, especially considering it's episode 30. Because he would definitely be all over it, especially because one of his favorite franchises is turning 30 today, this year too. So we'll get into that. But 30 episodes, guys. When we decided to kind of pick up the mantle and run with it back at the end of Gaming After Dark, we think we would get this far. We think we're going further. Just give some general thoughts. Whoever wants to take the floor first.
I thought we were going to be fine. As long as everything, everybody wanted to do it, I think we were going to be all right.
Yeah. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
I figured we were going to well exceed 30 episodes. Like, I don't even know. Easily 100. Easily 100. Easy.
Well, we're definitely going to go as long as we're going to go, and definitely we'll hit that. It's just Yeah, drive it until it falls apart, But and we haven't done it yet, and there were times where I thought that we were getting nuked from orbit a couple of times, but
that could still happen.
It still could. Who knows?
We never know. We never know.
Somebody will go back through the playlist and see something. It's like, oh dear Lord, and then all of a sudden I wake up.
We missed it.
Why?
Well, we're going to be getting together live in June.
Yes, we are.
We're going to be doing a live show there. And ironically enough, even though this isn't really on the topic list, but the biggest news in gaming, the Summer Game Fest, is going to be taking place that same weekend.
It will be.
We're going to be all together live. And who knows when we'll go live and when we'll be doing these live shows. But we're going to be covering a lot of news. I mean, it's going to be a big weekend.
Yeah, it is.
In more ways than one.
Yeah, because especially now that they've dropped not only that, but also I believe it's the Xbox Fan Fest making its return on the 7th, which is the day before my birthday. Right after that, they're doing a deep dive into Gears E-Day. So, a lot of big stuff dropping.
And we're going to be together for that. And that's going to be crazy. A lot of bets are going to be taken. We're going to see what happens there. But
a lot of bets. Some people have to pay up. Who knows?
Gentlemen's bets.
So, but it is going to be it's a wild week, that first week of June, man. All that stuff dropping. And positive news for once. We had some real shit news this past week. And just let's all, before that, just give our collective middle fingers to Sony, for doing what they've done and raising prices and this and that. And we'll just leave it at that. But it's nice to see that we're getting some positivity out of things along now. We'll see some big drops, hopefully, in this, that, and the other thing. But just I asked just simply because 30 episodes, 30 weeks, we've gone over 6 months now, and again, our audience, our crew is completely fucking amazing, and I will never ever discount that whatsoever. It's just so awesome to know that we picked it up, we ran with it, and we're doing our thing, keeping kind of parts of what the original show was alive, but kind of doing our own thing with it now. And people are tuning in and people are liking it, and really loving the fact that it's the same level of interaction and stuff that we were getting before. It just carried over, and it's nice to see. And it's we got a good little group, a good little community going on here. And I love to see these guys in here all the time. It's awesome. And like you mentioned, in June, we're all going to be together live, and that's going to be a wild time, and the fact that I'll be meeting you guys face to face for the first time, that's going to be pretty cool. I mean, I see you guys every week, but it's different when you're in person, Well,
what's the wrong with Nick and Anthony? And I've been doing shows with them for 20 years. You know what I mean? So it's just every time we get together, it's kind of surreal, but I'm used to it.
And like I said, when I make my way out there, we're already gonna have the cooler ready to go. I'm bringing out 3 frozen versions of the Chicago style deep dish, and I believe
we're all gonna get sick. I'll
make sure they're frozen, but we will have to cook them.
I think they're still good.
We'll have to eat dinner when I get there. But I know one of them for a fact is going to be Lou Malnati's, because I believe that's the one the wife said that we have to make sure we bring out. And I'm thinking, who knows? And then Giordano's more than likely.
Oh my God!
So she's looking at me from the bed over here, like, So we'll have a nice dinner when I roll into town that first night.
I love it.
But on the topic of turning 30 and all of that, a lot of things this year, a lot of things at turning 30 this year, a lot of events celebrating 30th anniversaries, a lot of games and game franchises turning 30. So we're going to just kind of do some reminiscing and noof. Turn it up in the what up, Tard Nuggets? Oh my. Boom, boom, kaboom. Noofy's in the room. And everybody in the chat, I'm in there too. If you think of something that's celebrating 30 and this year, and you want us to start chatting about it, because we got a list of stuff we're going to go into. But of course, Yeah, but of course, there's a ton of stuff, and you want to chat about it, go ahead and drop it in the chat. I said chat a million times already. Yeah, drop it in the chat, and we will go on about it. But the first thing, and because obviously it's a big topic, because it's probably had the biggest 30th anniversary celebration with a new game releasing that's possibly going to be Game of the Year this year, is Resident Evil. So, let's just do some quick little round table thoughts on the franchises. Starting with Perry. Go ahead.
Resident Evil. My buddy brought this over my house, and it was so good that I was like, "Hey, do you want to stay over tonight?" I slept over. I played the shit out of that game. And I was like, all right, I need to go get this game. And I still have that game downstairs, the original copy that I got 30 years ago this year.
Yep.
So great game. When you saw the intro, we've talked about this a million times.
Right.
It was like the future of gaming. We're like, wow, games are turning into movies. Sega Saturn, Sega CD had played with that a little bit. But PlayStation, I think, did it right. And it was just shocking. It was like, wow, games are going to be like movies now. This is crazy. And technically, from a standpoint, they kind of did, because the medium became as popular as movies in the early 2000s. So I think that games like Resident Evil, that was the launch pad for that whole situation.
Really was.
Yeah.
What about you, Wicked? Give some quick little thoughts on that.
To be honest, I really never had interest in Resident Evil growing up, and to be honest, there was none of my friends ever played the game or had interest, so there was never any influence for me to play it. But until I came to this community, I realized how much, honestly, like 90% of the people that I know in this community love Resident Evil. And as a person who just doesn't really hate it or like it that much, you guys have really grown on me. And just hearing you guys talk over this whole year, because it's basically been it's a little past a full year since I joined on new show, and then we continued this as well, because it happened like last. So I'm like, dude, over the course of a year, I've been hearing you guys and Stevie and everybody just talk about Resident Evil and the lore, and it's like, dude, I didn't realize how interesting it is and how in-depth it is. And and as a person on the outside looking in through the window, I'm like, I want to join. Now I do have Resident Evil 2 and I have Resident Evil 4 on my PS5 Pro. They are downloaded. And I'm gonna be starting them soon, because I want to try to at least get one probably done before April 28th, because there's another game coming out. But you guys have heavily influenced me to play this, and I appreciate it, because I was getting pretty bored just playing, Dead Space. I like the survival horror, but I just was nervous about playing Resident Evil. I just figured, I don't know, I never played it, so I just didn't know. I just thought I would get stuck. You know what I mean? Like, I just got nervous. I'm like, I don't know. But now I know you guys so well, so I'm like, okay, if I have a problem and maybe I can't find it on YouTube, I could just ask one of these guys, and they will literally just pull it out of their back pocket. But you just got to go back to the blah 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 and touch the blah 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 with the blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, all right. Well, that's the only reason why I hesitated, because I was a little nervous. But
no, I totally get it. It's funny because you bring that up, and I actually had a conversation with one of the guys in one of the shops I go into. I'm a regular of. I talk to the guy all the time. And we were talking about video games, and he was telling me, my anxiety, I can't play those types of games. I'm like, dude, you got to get your anxiety in check, and then you just got to experience it, man.
Yeah.
I'm right there with Perry. I'm a day one guy, man. It was, 96. A buddy of mine, I didn't have the PS1 right away. I didn't get one right until probably late 97. But I had a buddy of mine who had Resident Evil. He was like, dude, you got to check this stuff out. And of course, over at his place and playing the hell out of it. And of course, doing illicit teenager things that you do. And, playing horror games and shit and just loving the hell out of it. And by the time I got, we got our hands on our first PlayStation, was, Evil was there because even one of the very few cool things my old man did was made sure that we got that game because he wanted to see it. So that was pretty wild, and I've been a fan since. And now that we've hooked Wicked in, we are incessant talking about Resident Evil. Got him. Yep. We got another one.
Damn worm. But, like the damn worm just crawled in my head, and it's just
just got in there.
Potty in my head, just pottying in there.
Yeah. But yeah, just one of them classic franchises. Like Perry said, it bridged the gap between being like cinema and and when I say cinema, of course, B horror kind of stuff. Let's call it what it is because that's what it is. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I love B horror, but it did bridge that gap. And I feel like that game franchise is definitely one of the pillars that kind of grew the medium of gaming into help grow and foster and whatever into what it is now. And it was always at the forefront. And the fact that we've got a Game of the Year contender out of the franchise's 30th anniversary is just absolutely wild. 30 years on, and they're just dropping banger after banger, and that's just great to see, even after a couple of missteps, So that's really cool. And it's funny because Noof brought it up here, and we're going to do this one really, and I'll put it back on. We're going to do this one for Sir X-Man because also turning 30 this year, Tomb Raider, the Tomb Raider franchise, the OG Tomb Raider. So go ahead and go around in the circle. Let's talk a little bit about Tomb Raider real quick.
It was a new game. It was great. The controls with that D-pad were atrocious, but once you got the hang of it, it was a fun game to play, and it was different. There wasn't a game like it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Wicked, what about you, man?
Oh man, I ended up I was very late to the series, very late to the series. But I guess when I was younger, I saw the cover and I was like, I was way too young. Obviously, I'm like, what the heck is this? I'm like, look at this game. Like, what the heck is this? I'm like, look at this lady's chest. And then I basically put it down.
Women are built this way.
Yeah, girls had cooties at that point.
Yeah.
But let me see here. But no, my introduction to Tomb Raider was my buddy was playing it, and I seen him go through the first one, and then he went through. It was the iteration from Xbox One. That's where I jumped in. I seen him playing it, and then he played the second one. I forget the second one, but I know the third one's like Shadow of Tomb Raider, and he played the third one. And I go, dude, you just played these games back to back to back. Like what's up with this game, and what's the mechanic? Like, I know you're like kind of like you're exploring to an extent, you know what I mean? And then he basically broke it down, and then he showed me it, and I was like, oh, I can get behind this. I could totally get behind this. And that Tomb Raider Definitive Edition that came out in like what was it, 2013, 2014?
Okay, yeah.
That one's my favorite, bro. That one's my favorite. I've only experienced the last three, but that first one is my favorite. Maybe it's just the way it came to be, but yeah, I like the series from then on, and I'm looking forward to the new game.
Yeah, and again, another franchise, celebrating its 30th anniversary. What's up, Piggles? See you jumping in the room, jumping in the chat rather. Again, another franchise, celebrating 30. It's got a new game on the horizon, so it's just again that kind of stuff. It shows it's got staying power too. For myself, not so much a Tomb Raider fan. I remember, again, same buddy, had the PlayStation, and it was another game he had. And, I mean, the gameplay itself immediately turned me off. So I just watched him play for a bit, and then we chuckled as we were, inebriated at Lara Croft being Lara Croft. It's like, oh, my God. But then hearing kids in high school as they're thumbing through video game magazines in between class and just talking about Lara Croft and Tomb Raider, and then the whole infamous nude code rumor, which always happens in games like that anyway. Like Mortal Kombat had a supposed nude thing and everything, and just everybody talking about it, and just it was a franchise that I was never like I said, I was never a fan, but I would be remiss to deny, again, the impact it had. And it even crossed over faster than Resident Evil did because you had the Tomb Raider films right away with Angelina Jolie. So that was like, that again, bridging the gap between cinema and video games and this and that. So you got that one, and that one's for X-Man because we know he loves his Tomb Raider. So if he's tuning in or if he listens in the replay or whatever, just know we brought up Tomb Raider for you, brother. Tomb Raider. Another massive franchise, and you brought it up a little bit earlier, is Pokemon, of course. Pokemon turning 30. The original red and blue in the States launched in, I believe it was 98 here, so I think it was red and green in Japan in 96 first. But either way, 96, Pokemon's 30. What's Pokemon's impact on you guys?
Oh, my God. Everything.
Go ahead, take her away, man. Take her away.
Everything, bro. Dude, being in that realm, and I feel like Frank could speak to this as well, just being that right age to be a child when Pokemon came out and like watching it before school and just like, dude, it was just such a phenomenon. Everybody liked Pokemon. Everybody had Pokemon. Everything was Pokemon. Pencils, bags, poker, I don't even know, everything. T-shirts, everything. And to look at it now and to see how it's still progressed and is still going strong with such the younger generation, it's kind of just such a cool thing to like, just, I don't know, just to have experience from the beginning. Like I still have my original cards and stuff like that, like in a little book. I mean, they're not the best condition, but like, oh man, you can't get these ones anymore. So yeah, it's crazy. My nephew's just getting into Pokemon, so like when he comes over, like we go get cards sometimes and stuff like that.
Very cool.
He's like,
very cool.
So like I very much see the vibe from him, and when he finally hit that age and he's starting to like understand it, I'm like, holy crap! Like this stuff still hits hard. Like these kids are still out there like we were going. But I almost wished I was like older in a perspective to be like old enough to like look at the bigger picture and be like, oh my God, this looks crazy. Let me take one, let me put it away, and let me take one to play. Because if I did that and like say if it's we're all this age now, we would be rich.
Oh yeah, you'd be swimming in dough right now.
That's the only thing, bro. I appreciate like I was that right age to where like it grew up with me. Like that's how I almost felt, like it grew up with me. But like there's a part of me that wishes I was old enough. Like probably you guys are easy, you have that 10-age year gap, you know what I mean? So it's like you have that hindsight to be like, yo, this is probably worth some money. I'm gonna tuck some away, or I'm gonna get a Game Boy. I'm gonna get that clear purple Game Boy with the Pokemon. I'm gonna put that away. Like that would be a vibe, bro. Like, man. If only.
I will say after Perry says his, I will say I wish I did that back then. But you can go ahead and finish up yours and let Perry go into his.
Mm-hmm. I'm good. My bad. I'm good.
All right, go ahead, Perry. Let her rip.
What are we talking about again? Tomb Raider?
Pokemon.
Pokemans.
My buddy Mario got me into it. I had a Game Boy, and then he bought the Game Boy Color, the Atomic Purple. So I was like, well, I got to go get a Game Boy Color, and I got to get this Fire Red game. So I still have both downstairs. I don't know what saves are still on the Red. I guess I should go get that one day and check it out.
Might want to check the battery too.
Yeah, you know what? I never really played it that much, so the battery might be all right, but I don't know.
Yeah, because I'll go into it after you're done. I won't walk over.
They dry out, and then you got to replace them. I've replaced them, and I've had them explode in my face.
Oh, Jesus!
That's why I stopped replacing them.
I don't blame you.
If they get a little too hot, poof, right in your face, and there you go.
Really?
And that's when I said I'm not doing this anymore.
Jesus.
Then I played Pokemon Yellow. And I got into Pokemon for a little bit, but you get out of it. Indigo League, I used to watch it on TV. I have the Blu-ray. In fact, my wife, she's been into Pokemon Go now for almost 10 years. So she does Pokemon more than me at this point. But I will show her Indigo League when we get a chance, because she's never watched the show. So that's pretty much it with Pokemon. Pokemon Stadium on N64. Oh, no. I love that game. My buddy actually imported Pokemon Stadium 2 from Japan, which was Pokemon Stadium 1 here. So a lot of people don't know that. But Pokemon Stadium, that was a big deal, man. Like you plug the pack in with the cartridge and you can transfer your Pokemon to your N64 and then play the game and all that stuff. It was great. But after that, it is what it is. I'm with the OG Pokemon. I'm not really with the Game Boy Advance all the way up until the DS Switch Pokemon. You know what I mean? I try to check them out, but I really don't get into them. The OG was my thing.
There you go. All right, before I move into mine, let's answer Frank's question here real quick because he's asking who your guys is. So Wicked, then Perry, and then I'll answer mine.
Okay. All right. This is gonna be a shock to everybody, but this is really my favorite Pokemon, and no joking about this. My favorite Pokemon is Gloom.
Okay.
Silence. No, I'm just kidding. No, but really, it's Gloom. My boy Gloom. Okay. I make sure I take Gloom every time on a trip, and I never evolve him to Violet Plume with the Leaf Stone. Never.
All right.
But I'm an idiot, and I fucking bought green, and I should have bought red because you want to know what's not in green? Oddish. So yeah, I'm gonna have. So now my friend has to trade him to me.
Oh man,
what I want. Gloom. This is basically what it is. Gloom.
All right. So what about you, Perry? What about yours?
The Indigo League, the 4 Indigo League are my favorite. Yeah, Pikachu, Charizard, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and I will add 2 more over the years: Lechonk and Snubble. And that's it.
All right.
And Mew and Mewtwo are okay.
All right, cool. For me, as far as gameplay went, I always made sure I ended up with a Gengar because I always like Gengar. I like the psychic types. Playing in the old games.
He's cool.
And yes, I like him. And then I always had an affinity towards Snorlax because for years,
that was good.
Because Snorlax is huge, and I'm a big dude. I've told the story bunch of times. I'm a pretty big dude. That was a running gag nickname for me for a while when I lived in Wisconsin after Pokemon dropped. Because I was, because 9 times out of 10 I was also working nights. So anytime any of my buddies would call me up, and I'd wake up on the they would. I'm not going to say my first name over the air, but my first name tied into that. So it was like, so I would hear that, and of course, so I ended up just like, well, he's a big old sleepy, dopey, hungry thing. I can get down with that. I'm pretty cool with it. But as for me and as for Pokemon, I'm like a lot like Perry. It was the OG stuff. I remember, because at this point now it's blown up. I'm already out of high school and whatnot. And like, let me check this out. I already had the Game Boy and stuff. I'm like, pick up a game and we'll see what it's about. Ended up getting drawn in pretty easily because it was a very, the very simplified, old school, like JRPG style gameplay. So I'm like, okay, turn-based, I'm down with this. This is cool. Leveling, you're grinding, but it's not a horrible, miserable grind where it's just like, okay, you're still having fun. You're feeling like you're accomplished stuff. And it felt like a throwback in a lot of ways. Like I'm a big fan, particularly of the old Dragon Warrior series, Dragon Quest. And it felt more like that than it did like where Final Fantasy took off and everything like that. So that was where my ties, I'm like, oh, this is a fun RPG. This is cool, And then, of course, the trading card game came over to the States and everybody was about that. And now I myself, I'm a big trading card game fan. I love Magic the Gathering. You guys can see videos of that stuff on the channel. My wife now, big trading card game fan. She plays Magic with me, but we also play Pokemon. She's a big Pokemon fan. My now ex-wife got into the card game when it came out. So I was experiencing the card game. I was learning how to play it. I'm like, okay, this is very similar to Magic the Gathering. Another thing I could liken something to, with Pokemon that I enjoyed already. So like, okay, this is similar. It's different mechanics, but I'm still having fun. I'm still playing it, and some buddies of mine even played it and whatnot. And then of course she and I had split, and she left behind all the old Pokemon cards. Like, Wicked, you were saying you had some stuff that wasn't in the greatest shape. Mine was the same way. And my son was going through grade school. Some of the rewards he would do for doing good, for doing good in class and this and that would be Pokemon cards. So he's like, Dad, I got this. And he would show it to me. And he was young then. Which, God, that makes me feel old talking about it. He was young then when he was getting these things, and now he's 18. Jesus Christ. But I'm like, oh, yeah, I got a bunch of those. I got a bunch of those and started teaching him how to play it. And then, of course, I met my wife now and started into it. And she enjoys Pokemon and, the anime, particularly she likes the entirety of the show. For me, I like the original stuff when we sit and watch it. We actually just watched through a lot of it just recently. So it's not tough or it would be tough to deny that had just a massive impact, because you saw what it was and it was the right thing at the right time. And again, another one of those things, it just, and it keeps going. I mean, like you said, Wicked, it's, seeing where it came from and where it is now and what it's doing now. And, Perry, you mentioned Pokemon Go being a 10-year-old mobile game, and that was like massive. It was insane,
My wife still plays it every week.
Yeah, I still got buddies of mine at work who will still play it. Like, I'll see them on their break and they're, walking the park.
Dude, what do you guys do? My wife made me order a fucking iPad from our phone company just so she can have her phone, the iPad, and then she takes my phone when I'm working. She'll take it out of my bag and load up Pokemon Go. I don't even play it.
Yeah.
And then my buddy Ludwin's he carries around like 3 phones on him.
Oh my God.
And he keeps like this big, like, I don't know, it's a
database in his backpack.
iPad. It's like 2 iPads and one in his car, just in case he needs it. And when we went to Madison Square Garden the other night, they said, take all your stuff out of your pocket. He pulled a fucking brick out of his pocket this big. It's just to power on his phones. So he can play Pokemon.
Oh my God,
dude. Protostorm.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. It's crazy.
It's funny, bro.
And I will say, before we move on from Pokemon, it is funny because Piggle's here. I'm feeling feisty. I'll leave Snorlax in a cowboy hat. And going back to my old, tongue-in-cheek nickname, I have a cowboy hat. I wear it at shows quite often. So.
Awesome.
I hope they don't wear it naked like Jim Ross.
Oh God, no!
Only on his birthday.
Only on my birthday.
No thanks.
Funny enough, Perry, that's the perfect segue because you mentioned Jim Ross. The next 30th anniversary we'll talk about. I want to move away from video games for just a little bit. We'll go back into it. But, we're all pro wrestling fans here. And how could anyone forget? And if anybody in the chat here is a pro wrestling fan, and there should be, you'll remember it too. The birth of the NWO, July 7th, 1996 at Bash at the Beach. What a monumental thing to happen, and a monumental event to happen for the industry. It changed the course, literally everything. How I want to start this off, because I've got a hell of a story with it, actually. But if you guys, because I know Wicked, you're a little younger. I don't know if you got to watch it or if you're watching it then, but you can recount it.
I've seen it on the replay. I've seen it on the replay, but I did not witness it. So you guys can go off. You guys.
Okay, Harry, where were you? How were you watching it? And what was your reaction?
Well, I was too young to order pay-per-view, so I did not watch it. However, I will tell you something crazy. I was watching the news, and it made the fucking news.
It did.
It made the actual news. Hulk Hogan is now a bad guy. And the people on the news desk, they were kind of laughing and everything, but they covered it. They said Hulk Hogan is now a bad guy.
Dang.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, Hulk Hogan's a bad guy now?
Yeah. It was that big. Because, again, a big media personality. So it was wild.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's what you remember, huh?
That's what I remember. I remember that.
Okay.
I think it was Channel 7 ABC News or whatever. They announced that Hulk Hogan is now a bad guy.
All right. So I'm gonna spin a yarn for a bit. Hopefully y'all stay with me, and hopefully y'all don't get bored, because I'll try to keep it not real long-winded, but it's definitely experience, because I was sophomore going to junior in high school. So I was actually 16 when this happened. I lived in Florida at the time. It happened at the Ocean Center in Daytona. For whatever reason that year, and I told these guys before we went live, my parents were split. My mother was in Chicago, where I was originally from. We moved to Florida. For whatever reason, every year after we had moved to Florida, my mom would come and visit us down there. For whatever reason, in '96, it was, and I want to say it was a spat between the parents, whatever. It's trying to recount all that long ago now. We ended up, my brother and I ended up coming to visit my mom in Chicago, around that time. So I let my mom know, and I remember telling her, I says, "Ma, I'll give you the money for it. I got the money for it. We need to get bashed at the beach." And she's like, "Oh my God, a wrestling event, blah, 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 blah." After she busted my balls for a little bit, of course, caved in. So we're there. It's myself, my brother, my mom, and then my uncle. Her brother came over because he was a big wrestling fan. And we're talking and we're speculating and watching the show. Now, to preface all of this, and I told these guys off air before it turned out we were going to go on vacation up here, and I say up here because I live in Illinois now again. Before we were coming on vacation, I was talking to my buddies from school and whatnot. We were going to go to the Ocean Center. Tickets would be like, I think it was like $30 if I remember correctly. It wasn't expensive at all. We were going to go because it was literally 20 minutes from us. And of course, it didn't pan out that way. So I'm in Chicago. I'm watching this on TV. I'm actually on the long distance with my buddies as we're watching the event, and we're just going back and forth, and which pissed my mother off too, because that was a hell of a phone bill.
I bet.
But especially in the 90s. But I remember when the hostile takeover match happened. You see Hall and Nash come out, and the third guy doesn't come out, and then Gene Okerlund hits the ring before Team WCW comes in. And, where's the third guy? Where's the third guy? And they're like, "Oh, he's here. Don't worry about it. We've got enough. We're going to do it. We can handle it now." And watching the show and watching it play out, and it's just so amazing to go back and even watch it now, because I just showed it to my wife before the show, and just how they kept kayfabe going. It was so cool.
Oh, yeah.
And the way it played out. And then Hogan comes out. And now we're going back and forth, my buddies, my uncle, we're trying to think who's the third man. I think somebody, one of my friends said, "Oh, it may be Ric Flair." I think my uncle was thinking somebody from like the Undertaker or something, if I remember correctly. And I'm like, I had no idea. I'm just like, I'm just here for the ride. I want to watch it. And then Hogan comes out. And now if you guys have, watched it and seen it in the replay and what have you, and you remember Bobby Heenan saying, "But whose side is he on in commentary?" Right before that, I'm on the phone. Hogan's walking out to the ring, and he's not the typical Hogan. He doesn't have the typical act. I tell my buddy, I says, "I bet he's the third fucking man."
Right.
I bet he's the third man. I'm cussing my brains out. And of course, I'm 16. My mother's shooting me the death stare. And again, I'm 6'3". I was a big guy. I was big then. My mother was 4'11". She had the ability to put the fear of God in me.
Yep.
So I get the death stare. I get quiet for a minute, and they're like, "What happened?" I dropped an F-bomb in front of my mom. She's pissed. But I'm like, Hogan's the third man. Hogan's the third man. And then right when he goes into the corner and does the leg drop onto Savage, and I'm like, I knew it. And I'm screaming where everybody's freaking out. And just, it was so wild because you saw the reaction in the arena on TV and whatnot, and just people throwing the trash. The guy jumps the rail, ends up getting his ass.
That guy.
Like,
what a moron.
That guy. And just wild. And like you said, on the news, they covered it. It's
wicked. Some huge fat guy jumped in the ring to try to grab Hulk Hogan. And Hall and Nash are beating the fuck out of this guy off camera.
They you know, because it was, again, you know, the icon Hulk Hogan, the you know, what he was, and especially what he meant to kids and everything, turning heel, and he did it in such a convincing way when he told the fans to stick it. Yeah. And it was just like, everybody it was, oh my God. And just to think, and then it changed the face of professional wrestling. It forced WWF to, you know, go full steam ahead with the Attitude Era, put the belt on Austin, and then, you know, the following year, and this, that, and the other thing. And it's just, it's wild to think about, but that's 30 years old. And I remember it like it was fucking yesterday. And I again, like I said, I rewatched it. I did just to show the wife the whole match, you know, prior to the show. And it's just like, yep, I remember this spot. I remember that spot. I remember Lex Luger getting smashed in between the turnbuckle by Kevin Nash. I remember when that happened and all that. So yeah, it was cool, man. Wild time. Nothing. Iconic. You feel old, I suppose.
Iconic, bro.
Yeah, it was, man. It was wild to think about. And then just the direction it went. And then just to think, only 5 years after that, WCW got sold to WWF.
Yeah.
You know, they couldn't completely capitalize on it, but it's just wild to think about, man. So there's that. And everybody popping in the chat here again. We got Bryant. We've got RWK. What's up, guys? Cougar Man, we acknowledge you, of course. MILF Man over there. RWK in here just going Chicago. Yeah, that's me. I'm sorry. I'm the Chicago guy here.
He's making fun of this when CM Punk came back. That crazy guy.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I remember. Yeah, hometown boy. Well, let's go off of that. You know, let's go back into video games, because there's actually a lot of games that released in '96, some pretty iconic games that released in '96 that are celebrating their 30th birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Noof mentioned in the chat a while back here. I probably scroll up for a minute here, but Mario 64.
Yeah,
it turns 30.
Baby, Mario 64.
Hell yeah, Nintendo 64 itself turns 30 over here.
Yeah, Nintendo 64 with Mario 64. First moment I'll be going on camera here.
Mario 64 is amazing.
And I
remember jumping.
This one secondhand. It's got my 1999 sticker still on it. Never peeled it off.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
dude.
but I ended up buying
it.
But I did, you know, because I want to say I got, it was like a year after the 64 launch, because I got the PlayStation first. But yeah, what, you know, that was like the iconic. Again, a lot of this stuff's iconic. Obviously, it's otherwise we wouldn't be talking about it. Revolutionary it would be the word, because that really gave us 3D platforming. You know, they attempted it with like Bubsy 3D, and we saw how that worked. Sorry, Wicked, but they perfected, you know, at the time anyway. Obviously, that it's gotten better and more advanced since, and whatnot, but that was like the pinnacle. So Demon Damio, what's up? You're late to the party. You're never late to the party. You're always on time when you make it into the chat. But let's start with Wicked here. Let's start with Wicked. Thoughts on Mario 64 and first experiences?
Oh my god, it was the first game I got when I got my N64, and let me tell you, bro, oh man, that game rocked my world. That first level is like imprinted in my head, and I will never forget it. And just jumping through the paintings and the whole 3D dimensional aspect. I don't even think I got to the castle in the first 30 minutes. I think I just ran around as long as I could. And then I went in the castle. But dude, that game is just, it still holds up today. I don't even care. I love that game. I love the first level. I love the first boss. I love everything about it. I'm sure everyone has played this game in the chat, but if you are for some reason sitting there and you have not played this, I would highly advise you to do this before you die. Highly advise.
Okay.
Might be one of the best, or at least top 3 in my opinion, Mario games.
Oh yeah. No, I absolutely agree. What about you, Perry?
Well, I got it for Christmas with the N64, and I never looked back, and it was fantastic. It was just like you said, it's Mario into the 3D for the first time. And again, I'm playing this, and I'm like, this is the future of games right here. We can't go backwards once we go this way, even though we did go backwards with Mario, but it worked out both ways. So good on him. Did. So again, it was just futuristic for me. It was like, okay, we're entering a new generation, a new era. The Super Nintendo, it did its job, but now here we go. We're going into 3D. And Super Mario 3D, Super Mario 64. Yeah. Can't get enough, especially jumping through the paintings, doing all the little side missions, getting the stars. And then you had the secrets. When you get all the stars, you can get the cannon and then meet Yoshi up in the on top of the castle.
Top of the castle, like yeah.
Just like those Mario games, you could be playing those for back in the day. You could be playing it for over a year, and it's still new to you because you're just learning all these secrets and stuff.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it was wild. Now, like I said, I got my N64 about a year after the fact, but that was one of the first games I got, and of course, who wouldn't fire up the newest Mario game first, right? And just seeing Mario's face pop on, and you can mess around with Mario's face on the screen for a bit before you got into the game. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm in for a little different. I think this is going to be special, and you don't even get Mario launch titles like that really anymore. I mean, hell, even Odyssey didn't launch with the Switch. I think it came after, and while Odyssey was good, but the blueprint, like you guys were saying, and it was special, man. It's first time you experience that kind of level of gameplay in 3D. It was there here and there with stuff like, we mentioned before with like Tomb Raider, Bubsy 3D tried to do a platformer in 3D and stuff like that. You had attempts here and there, but nobody could get it right. But Nintendo nailed it, for the time, and still even now. I mean, it's a timeless game. And Wicked, you're absolutely right. In saying, go out and play it. There's enough ways to play it now. It's like, tracking down an original cartridge will be difficult. But I mean, hell, even if you have your hands on like a DS or a 3DS, go get the DS port.
That is a good port too, dude.
Excellent.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And if you were lucky enough to get 3D All-Stars on the Switch, it was it was there, and it's again a perfect port of it. So it's there. And I think now it's just on Nintendo Online, right? For like if you play the N64 stuff on the Switch,
I don't have that. Okay, I didn't know if it was.
Yeah. Because I know 3D All-Stars was a sore spot for people for a while because it was like limited availability, Right. So it's like, but I know it's available now. But yeah, just a legendary title, And again, it was the blueprint, and that's exactly and it's really what everything was built off of, and built Mario's legacy. Like Perry, you said they went back to 2D for a while, and it was. And it worked out for them, but they always kind of now they have that balance. It's almost similar to what they do, or it's like Sonic probably copied that kind of whole thought process, because Sonic for a while was like really hardcore into like trying to be 3D, and then of course it went back to 2D. But like the Mario franchise, it will like ride that line, and it has that balance. Right. So yeah, definitely. Mario 64 Turn 3. We got another one And now this is going to be wild because this started out on PC. I'm going to get on camera, and this cartridge has seen better days, but it works. Another legendary franchise got its start in 96, and of course this is a port, Quake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Quake got its start, and like I said, it's seen better days. I bought this secondhand. I forget. I probably Blockbuster if I remember right. But but yeah, Quake got its start, and of course on PC, and it was ID Software, whatnot, kind of moving on from Doom at the time to do something else, and we have Quake. So what's everybody's experience with Quake? Go ahead, somebody take the floor.
So with
I don't have too much. You can take it.
I got a IBM Aptiva because I couldn't really run Quake that well on my computer. I had a Packard Bell. I got an IBM Aptiva, and I got the Quake demo, and I was rocking and rolling with Quake.
Nice.
And then it came out later on console, which is the one you just showed on N64 and PS1, and I played it on there. But it was like I already played it on the PC. It was fun.
Yeah.
And then, ironically enough, I still have the Quake demo disc downstairs for PC that I got. And there's something called QCrack. So on the Quake demo disc, you could call id and be like, hey, I'd like to buy the game. They would give you a code over the phone. You would type it in on the disc, and then you would unlock the game.
No kidding. That I didn't know.
QCrack was some guy who was dicking around. He found all the unlock codes on the disc. So QCrack just gives you the fucking code to unlock all the games on the disc.
Oh, no kidding.
Way.
Like, I got the full version of Doom. This is for $10 for the demo. I got the full version of Doom, Wolfenstein, Spear of Destiny, Doom 1, Doom 2, and Hexen, Heretic, all those games.
Wow.
Heretic.
For $10. I got the whole thing on that one disc. Because they implemented this thing where you can order it, and some guy just sat there and cracked all the codes. And I got to do a video on that because, shockingly, that Modern Vintage Gamer guy, he does all these fucking videos. He didn't do a video on that. And I want to do it first. So fuck that guy.
Beat him to it. Beat him to it. Oh, man.
F him all to death.
Yeah.
But fantastic game. Definitely horror-esque, more of the what do they call it with the knights and stuff like that? Medieval, more of a medieval horror shooter. And it was scary with the noises and the grunts, and you had 9 Inch Nails. You can't forget that. Trent Reznor did the album.
Yeah.
And you were ready to rock and roll with that game. Like, it was on. And that was Quake. And you can buy that game right now on every platform. And it is a beautiful game, and it's usually on sale for $3.99. So, check the game out.
One of those you definitely got to get it. And now, because you mentioned you had actually played it on PC first, I didn't get the opportunity to. I had some buddies of mine talking about it, and they're like, "Yo, you got to check this Quake out." I'm like, "Dude, I ain't got a PC at the time,
Right.
And this and that, but the N64 port rolled around. I was like, okay. Now it's time to check this out. And I was floored. I'm like, again, just this is awesome. It's loved every bit of it. Like you said, 9 Inch Nails soundtrack and just everything about it. Killer stuff, man. Killer stuff. You said it all, and I got to jump back into it again eventually. I know I think it's even still on Game Pass right now too, isn't it?
Game Pass.
Yeah, it's always going to be on Game Pass because Microsoft owns it.
Yeah, because Microsoft owns it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So hell, even just fire up your Game Pass if you don't want to spend the $4 on it, because it's definitely worth it.
It didn't come out in '96, but it's a great companion to go with Quake 1. So
absolutely
check that out.
And believe it or not, both N64 ports, because I have both of them, they were both really, really well done for being on N64 cartridges.
Right.
So absolutely. And then Bryant coming in here with one. And yes, this was actually on one of the lists I'm looking at right now. Dead or Alive. That's 30.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Who remembers Dead or Alive?
Oh, yes, I do. I do. Not when it first initially started, but I ended up catching it. I think I first went in on Dead or Alive 3, but captured me from then on. Loved the series up until the last game, and that's when I kind of fell off. But
Okay.
man, grabbed me. I love the combat. I just like fighting games in general. But
Okay. What about you, Perry? You got any memories of Dead or Alive?
Yeah, I remember the cover of PSM with the big-breasted 3 girls on the
Yeah.
and I was like, what the hell is this? It says Dead or Alive.
oh yeah, I forgot about the
And
good
I was
stuff.
like, okay, all right. I guess this is Dead or Alive now. I was in the fighting games because I was on the scene for Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, all those games, and Dead or Alive. It was a 3D fighter on the original PlayStation. Eventually came to Sega Saturn, and I was like, oh, this game's pretty good. It's not too bad. It had some decent music, and it just got. That's one of those games that just kept getting better and better with every game that they made. A bunch of people will say that 6 is a little controversial because it wasn't really that good compared to 5.
Yeah.
Um,
We had
right.
volleyball too. Ooh.
Again, it's a franchise that's lasted 30 years and it's still
Yeah.
going. They just announced earlier this year that 7 is in the works. So I mean,
Yes, it is.
And I mean,
hats off to them.
also, didn't they expand the franchise too? Because it's like, you got the volleyball, and then I
Yeah.
forget
Yeah,
if
but
they made
that was
anything
just
else.
It's
It
true.
worked. It worked. I'm still financially recovering.
And of course, it even had a movie. And going back to talking about the NWO earlier, Kevin Nash
Kevin
was even.
Nash.
Yeah.
Really, I didn't know they had a movie. It's fucking wild.
Oh, it was terrible. It was god
yeah.
awful. So, but yeah,
man.
well, I'll do one more and see if you guys got any other ones you want to bring up here. But one more. To get on camera again for it because I have my original copy of it, and when I really feel like it's nice to see that it's kind of getting some recognition again in the for Soul Reaver, but that's also 30 Legacy of King Omen, the OG. And yeah, this is my original copy of it. So,
Molly, brother.
yeah, and and I remember seeing a buddy of mine, and it was right after the time I had gotten my PlayStation. I'd gotten it, and that was one of the first games he got. I watched him play it, and then I ran out and got the game. We got before I go yakking on it. You guys play it? What do you think of it? The original Blood Omen.
I really didn't play Blood Omen, so
okay.
I know of it because people talk about it. A lot of my friends did play it, but I wasn't into the Legacy of Kain series that much.
Okay.
I played Soul Reaver a little bit, but Blood Omen, I don't think I checked out. I might have, but I don't remember.
Okay. What about you, Wiccan?
Ooh, I've never touched this game. I know nothing. I know absolutely nothing about it.
All right.
So everything you were telling me is going to be informational based.
All right. Well, first and foremost, because I'm a big fan of the franchise. I've got all of the games that they put out, and was really bummed that they it went out ceremoniously the way it did. But Legacy of Kain was different from the Soul Reaver games because Soul Reaver, was more the 3D puzzle and action style game that was. Blood Omen, the original game, was a top down, almost like Legend of Zelda.
Okay.
So, and just the atmosphere and style and stuff with its mechanics. Obviously, you playing as a vampire, you can drink people's blood and whatnot, and it was definitely mature for the time. I would say, now it would be tame. You play through the game, but it was very how do I say it? Immersive, engrossing in its story and the way it sucked you in. It felt like you were just playing a vampire Legend of Zelda type game, and it was a lot of fun. And the progression felt real good when you would do what you were doing and whatnot. And if you guys get the chance to, they haven't really released it, or re-released it at all, so you'd have to emulate. I would suggest going out of your way to checking it out. If you're a fan of that old school top-down Zelda style gameplay, you'll definitely have some fun with it. But it's an excellent game. It was a start to that franchise. Of course, led to Soul Reavers 1 and 2. You had Blood Omen 2, which again only did Blood Omen 2. It did what Soul Reaver was doing with more of the 3D action style and whatnot, and then ended with Defiance, which they're going to be remastering. What is that? If I remember right, it was this year, and then they're doing a 2D game with it. So it's nice to see that people are finally kind of giving the Legacy of Kain franchise its due. But I would like to actually see that, apologize for the sirens in the background. I would really like to see that either get straight up re-released or even remastered, because it's an excellent game, and it's something that people should sleep on, especially if you like I said, that action RPG style, top-down Zelda. So definitely something to look into. And again, turning 30 this year. So I've led the charge on a lot of turning 30 this year. What about you guys? Maybe stuff I missed or something you guys want to particularly talk about? Either one of you, take the floor right away.
Oh, Perry, you up? I can't hear you. Yep, 1 minute, Perry. All right, cool. I'm gonna go then. I've got 3 games right off the bat. And I've got Crash Bandicoot.
Sorry about that.
No worries, man. I got Crash Bandicoot, man, and I never owned that game when it first came out. I had a buddy who had a PS1 and had that game, and I was just so fascinated by it, bro. The second I played it, I was like, I love Crash Bandicoot. I love this game, and I love smashing these crates, and I love the noises in the game. I like the woogaboo, whatever the hell it is. I don't know what you get the extra health. It just says the woogaboo. Yeah, dude. Like just everything about it. Like even I can't remember the oh my god, what is the evil character's name? It's not
God. Because they're the inverse. Oh yes. No, the villain. I was thinking of the mask. The villain is Cortex.
Yes, Cortex.
Yeah, Dr. Neo Cortex. Who was that comedian? Dennis Leary? He looked like not Dennis Leary. Is that the guy? Dennis Miller.
Oh yeah.
He looks like Dennis Miller.
He does kind of look like him.
He does look like Dennis Miller.
but yeah, man, that series still holds that series still holds up today. I'm just a big fan of Crash Bandicoot. I liked it way more than Spyro, in my opinion. I don't know if the chat feels differently. Yeah. Usually, sometimes people are on different sides of the fence. But
yeah, like Frank. Here he comes, the defense force.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my god, dude! Just when I thought this guy couldn't get any worse, and he goes and pulls something like this. And you want me to say my last 2 as well before I hand it off to you guys? Or do you guys want to say your piece on Crash Bandicoot and stuff?
Yeah, go ahead, Perry. Go ahead.
Fantastic game. When I played it, I was like, this is why I own a PlayStation. Got to check it out. The commercials were fucking hilarious.
Oh, they were.
What was it, Nintendo? And he's screaming at them on the microphone and all that. Megaphone. Yeah, he was. It's crazy. That was competition, and that's great, and I missed that. Those commercials were fantastic and funny.
Yep. Oh, my God.
That was it. I mean, the game was great. I mean, I want to say something too, okay? And this pisses me off. This is revisionist history, and I'm really tired of this shit. Okay? People don't remember. The game was hard. It was challenging, but it wasn't that hard. Okay? When they remade it, the Insane Trilogy remake, what was it, like 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Vicarious Visions fucked that game up. And what they did was they went from a hitbox shape to a pill-size shape. And because of that and the 30 FPS, the game was very hard to play. And people were telling me, well, that game's always been hard. I was like, no, it hasn't. It's been challenging, but you could get through Crash Bandicoot, the original on PlayStation. And that's when we found out that they redid all that. And then they had the balls, Vicarious Visions, to put the statement, oh, gamers need to get their muscle memory in check. It's like, number one, fuck you. And number two,
Yeah,
it wasn't made like that. Naughty Dog made a great game. You guys made a shitty port. Anyway. It's ironic, though. When you play that game on PC at 60 FPS, you can run through that fucking game no problem.
Yeah.
It's ironic that when you play on a regular PS1, you can run through that game with really no problem. But it's ironic that on the PlayStation 4 at 30 FPS, you can't get past the first fucking level. Just saying. Anyway, fuck those guys and fuck revisionist history. The game was great.
Fuck Spyro.
Made me want PlayStation. He was better than Spyro. We all knew it.
We did. Spyro. I mean, I like the Spyro games, but yeah, Crash Bandicoot. I think is, because remembering back and like you mentioned the commercials, because buddy of mine had it first, and then that was the other earlier titles that I had on PlayStation right away was getting Crash Bandicoot, but just the commercials sold me just to see the dude dressed up, shouting at Nintendo with a megaphone and all of that stuff. Oh my God, it was classic. It brought back the whole vibe of old Genesis and Super NES commercials and whatnot. But the gameplay itself was fun, and awesome platformer. It gave you new spins on things. Not quite 3D, but it was almost there. Oh my God, it must be.
Oh my God,
Scott Steiner's coming to beat you up.
Oh my God, Power! If you hear me.
Big Papa Pump all of a sudden knocks down my front door. Hey, good Lord. Of course, on it,
it's Fred with the chain on his head. It's Fred.
Oh, no.
He's got the chainmail on his head. Go figure. Springtime in Chicagoland as sirens. But but yeah, just playing the game, it was always a lot of fun. I will agree because I do have the PS4 and the Switch version of the Insane Trilogy. And while I was able to play through them, they were definitely more difficult. And then going back and playing the OG PlayStation 1 version of it, it was easier back then. It just seemed like there was something janky about the redone ports. But another
a little bit. You guys are spot on. I noticed it too on a couple levels, but I don't know if you played the fourth one that they made. That one I found difficult, but it was very good, very fun.
Yeah, it was great.
But
it was good. But again, it was difficult. Back when platformers were platformers.
Back when my day.
Look at my day. And then, of course, Frank coming in here and saying that Steiner's coming for all of us because we're throwing shade to Spyro here.
Dude, we are literally, on the 10th anniversary, we're going to 3D you through a Spyro table. It is going to be like that. It's going to be like that. It's going to be like Frank. Wow. And right through it.
Oh, man.
Perry's going to be like,
good.
And then will be on the top row.
I hope you're buying these tables and we're 3Ding this guy through.
I mean, it'll be more or less some cardboard from the shop. I'll just tape it up real nice, like we'll put a pad underneath it.
Either that or just go down to like Dollar Tree or something. Somebody's got to have cheap folding tables somewhere.
We got Dollar General, we got Home Depot, and we got Lowe's. So you're good.
I bet someone's broken. I bet someone is selling broken tables on Facebook Marketplace. We'll just hit it. We'll
hit can make that deal. You're good.
Pre-gimmicked. All right, what else you guys got?
I don't want no Bob Holly situation happening.
Oh, sweet mother of Carl, dude. We're gonna miss the table and slam him.
I thought that was gonna happen last night. Somebody went through a table and I was like, oh, I hope they don't slice their back up like Bob Holly.
Mm-hmm.
That was nasty, man.
Mm-hmm.
Nasty. Oh man.
All right, let's do one more 30th anniversary before we move on to our three favorites from that year, and then we'll go on to Game Pass, man. So what's one more we got?
Ooh,
I
got two, but
I'm going to throw three real quick, but I'm not going to go into them. X-Men vs. Street Fighter, one of the greatest fighting games of all time. Die Hard Trilogy, Alien Trilogy,
there you
Nights
go.
into Dreams on Sega Saturn, and the big one, Duke Nukem 3D on PC.
Oh, yeah. Duke Nukem
and Star Wars
3D.
Shadows of the Empire for N64.
Yep.
And Super
Shadows
Mario
of the
RPG on
Empire.
Super Nintendo.
Yeah. All right. All right. What about you, Wicked? You said you had a couple more?
Yes, but I can honestly, yeah, I'll rattle them off, but some of them are going to be for my top 3. So should I or should I not?
Let's still go into the top 3. If we're going to rattle off stuff like that, let's just do our top 3 from 96.
Gonna hold it back. Gonna hold it back then. You want me to start? How about you? Do you want to start it off, Proto? You want to start off by racking off your top 3, bro?
You go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay.
We'll go you, we'll go Perry, then we'll go me.
All right. My top 3 from 96, the 30th anniversary, the Dirty 30. I got Pokemon. I've got Crash Bandicoot. And I've got Metal Slug.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Metal Slug turned 30.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. All right. That's definitely good ones. What about you, Perry? What are your top 3 from 96?
Top 3? I just shut the list like an idiot.
Oh, you know Resident Evil's on it, baby.
Resident Evil for sure. X-Men vs. Street Fighter. And I'm going to go with, God damn. I'm going to stick with consoles, Nights in the Dreams.
There you go. Yeah, that's right. Nights is also 30.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And we've discussed mine already, but, Resident Evil, obviously. Yep. Legacy of Kain, obviously. And then Quake. Because when I finally got to experience it, and it's just like, even though I didn't get to play it right away, I finally got to experience Quake, and I'm like, yeah, this is where first-person shooters need to go. So that's where I'm at. Everybody in the chat, go ahead and drop down what would your top 3 favorite games from the year 1996. They are turning 30 this year. Let us know what they would be.
Oh, yeah.
Drop them in the chat. And of course,
one. Oh, you go, Proto.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
My bad. The obvious one I left out, but Rayman's 30. But great. I had a couple movies down too, but I'll save those for another day.
Austin 316 is 30.
Yes, it is.
Shit, is it?
King of the Ring? Yeah, because that was June, I think. So it was right before Bash of the Beach. It was King of the Ring when he coined the Austin 316.
That is pretty lit. That's pretty sick.
It's why a lot of the changes in the wrestling industry happened starting in 96, because they had to, though, if you think about it, because 94 and 95 were just abysmal years for both companies.
Yeah.
Their buy rates were down, their attendance was down, storylines were rough, especially in WWF, because the whole new generation thing was like floundering. So had to Demon Damio, and you saying you added that right after that. Demon Damio was saying you were shocked Rayman didn't make your list.
Oh yeah, I know. I was like, it was either between that or Metal Slug, but and I love them both a lot, but I don't know, Metal Slug just edges out over Rayman just a little bit. Yeah. I have all the Metal Slugs on my PlayStation. I don't know what it is. I just love the game. I don't know.
Yeah. Can't be
love
it, man.
The series. No, it's a great series. It's great.
But not only all right, so then like I was saying beforehand, not only in the chat now, drop your top 3 favorite games from 96 in there. Also, get your questions ready for Game Pass, man, because he is about to make his appearance.
Yes, I think I hear something in the door. But before I go check the door, I put in a couple movies that were, I think, 30 years old this year. And you guys can discuss those as well. But let me go
check. I saw one, man, and it's while he's doing it. I saw one in his little list there, and it makes me feel really old because I just showed it to my son not too long ago, and it was Happy Gilmore. So, yeah. Making me feel old and making me feel like I need a walker every damn day here. But, man,
I saw that in the theater. That was 30 years ago with Frank's sister, by the way. We saw in the theater.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep.
Well, that is definitely, yeah, I remember seeing it in the theater too with my buddies. We all went. But yeah, man, just time keeps marching on, but we got all this great stuff to reminisce about and talk about and all of that, and just a lot of great stuff to just kind of go over. There's so much more too. There's like huge lists of just all this stuff that's celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. But I want to celebrate everybody in the chat again real quick for popping in. And again, make sure you're getting your questions in for Game Pass, man. Make sure you're dropping in your top 3 for 1996. Dizzy Delta saying he's coming in late. You're never late. You're on time.
What's going on,
buddy?
Dizzy?
You're in. Never late for the party here. Talos Ray, Demon Damio, MILF, man. We had
Demon
here. Yep. We got Bryant in. We had Chrissy Bakley and Frank.
What's going on, buddy?
Of course, everybody in here. Noof was in here for a bit. And of course, Dreadpool was in here for a bit. You know, oh my God, so many of them as I'm like scrolling through and everything. RWK, Talos, Ray, everybody in here. Much love to you. Much love to you. And again, just remember, drop all that stuff in the chat because Game Pass Man is coming. And we got Milkman in here, his top 3.
We met the Milkman the other day at Raw. So shout out to him.
I saw that. I saw that in the chat earlier. That's pretty wild, man. You guys ran into him over at Raw.
Yep.
So that's cool. And he
was late, but we got him.
He was late, but he got there.
Yep.
And his, of course, are Resident Evil, X-Men versus Street Fighter, and Crash Bandicoot. Excellent picks. Excellent picks. So, anything else? Oh, here we go.
All righty here. Let's get it started. Boom. It's Game Pass, man. And I'm here in the Microsoft layer talking to my friend Satya. Satya, we love you, Satya. We love you. All right, Satya. You have Phil's next location is what you've told me. So I need you to send me to him now. Send me to Phil.
Where are we?
I'm warping to the next location. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me. We are now arriving. It's here. Where are we? Where are we? He said it was an old friend's house. Where are we? Oh, man. I know this place oh too well. We had a couple of meetups, social gatherings, one might call them here.
Oh, my Lord.
Well, before I go in there, because you know it's going to get wild, why don't we get some questions for the chat, baby?
Yeah, we got stuff for you already here.
All right, Game Pass, man. Will the new Xbox CEO be smart enough to lower the price of the Series X?
No.
Since Sony is charging rent/hooker money for PS5 Pros, that would be the best case scenario. But you want to know what Microsoft doesn't do? The best thing for them. They just like to step on rakes. Or, maybe sit on a porcupine or two or something like that. No, honestly, we're going to wait a little bit, make it seem like we're doing the right thing, and we're going to jack it up. We're jacking it up. It only goes up from here.
Porcupine.
You're going to sit on a bit. It's not going to be a pleasant sight. It's not going to be pleasant at all. It's going up like an escalator. It's going up like an elevator. That's the price is going up. Because guess what, baby? Here at Microsoft, we're just going to condition you. We're going to condition you to exactly where we need you to be. And you're going to buy it and you're going to love it. And then you're going to praise me in Satya. In the booty. But yeah, Asha will get some credit in all of it. But Let's see. Chrissy Bakley, Game Pass man, why are you taking Elmer Fudd grilled cheese wife? I don't know what in the flippity flip flap you're talking about, but if I find some goddamn grilled cheeses at the Never Ever Land Ranch, I'm going to be one happy camper, because let me tell you, I could put a couple of those down, and I might even just put one right in the keister. Save it for later. You never know when you get the prison wallet's just going to really work out for you in a tight situation.
Wow.
You ever been in a closet when your boyfriend's having sexual relations with somebody else and you just get hungry? Well, that is the perfect situation, my friends. There goes the earbud, but it's all good. I got another one.
Oh my God.
We're back at it. We're back in it, baby.
There it is.
All right. Game Pass man, why would I pay $800 for a console where I get nothing when I can get a MILF hooker, LOL, and get a happy ending? Because here's the fucking big fact of it all, dude. You can get yourself a nice little 15 seconds of or you can buy yourself a motherfucking Series X and have fucking fun for a lifetime, baby. You say we got nothing, bitch, you bluffing. Because guess what? We got everything on that motherfucker. We got diversity. We got this game. We got that game. We got exclusives. We got all that and more. And guess what? If you sign up for the extra tier, I'll send you pictures of my pepperoni nipples later.
Well then, okay. All right, we got Talos Ray coming in.
All right. Hey, Game Pass man, are you going to make an appearance at next year's PAX? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Unfortunately, this year, I had a little bit of the tacos and clam chowder mixture, and it just didn't do well for Daddy. So I was in the bathroom pooping hot lava for about 45 minutes straight. Do you know how bad it feels when you actually can't wipe anymore and you have to just spread one cheek and dab? That is where we were at about 45 minutes in to hell on earth, one might call it. The noises that were echoing through there was like a Batcave's chamber. It roared out there, and by the time I came out, I swear to God, everybody had already exited or had moved back 20 feet. So next year I will be bringing Pepto-Bismol.
That just made the funniest fucking photo ever.
God,
you gotta put it up.
Oh man! All right, Game Pass man, is this is an Xbox campaign gone forever, or just being modified and repackaged? Yeah. So while me and Matt Booty were just going to town on each other, we actually talked about this, and we considered it the most dumbest thing to ever be brought up as a campaign. So what we're going to really do is we're really going to flip the script on those jerk faces, and we're never going to use it again. So it's actually in a landfill right now with all the other junk that they were trying to put on there. So now we're moving forward. So no, we're not going to repackage it because that would be lame. We're just going to dump it off. Like we dumped off Phil and Sarah because we don't need them no more. They were dead weight, baby. That campaign was crap. I'll see what an Xbox is. That's a fucking Xbox.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
All right.
I mean, let me send this photo. Let me upload it for you guys. I might use this for tomorrow night. I don't know.
Oh, there you go.
Jesus Christ, Talos. I'm not
in
cemetery. Jesus freaking flippity flip flap, dude. What the hell are you talking about, bro? This is Phil's friend, Michael Jackson.
Oh my!
You know, MJ, the man, the myth, the legend.
Oh man!
Oh my God, dude! Oh,
it's loading on my end. I'm not seeing.
The Series S is the best value in gaming. The Series S, baby. The Series S. Series S. You know what, dude? You know what? I scratched that Demon Damio. I changed that answer. I am going to repackage the this is an Xbox, and I'm going to repackage it into it's my dick in a box, and I'm going to walk into the Microsoft office.
Oh, my God.
And I ain't going to get fired for it.
Oh, coming in. That's just too perfect. That is absolutely perfect.
All right. Game Pass, man. How much will you charge for photos at PAX East next year? Listen, it's going to be a hefty fine. Maybe I can get a booth. Maybe I'll get a kissing booth, and I'm open to it. So it'll probably be like at least $5 for a kiss, and then I'm going to have to say an autograph and a pic. Let's make it cheap. $20. $20 you can get a pic, dude. I mean, it's my time is of the essence. I'm either saving the city or I'm out there, I mean, let's go. Come on, man. You have to chalk it up. Daddy's time is valuable,
Oh,
and besides, I mean, look at me. I look amazing. I mean, I'm just perfect.
Yep.
I'm Gamin,
so
man.
I got a question for you, Game Pass, man. So they've announced. So they've announced in June, or in June, that they are going to do the Xbox Fan Fest event with the Gears of War E-Day deep dive afterwards. But you're making your appearance at the 10th anniversary of Perry. How upset are you that they decided to book this after you have already painstakingly went through all the hoops you needed to jump through to book your appearance at Perry's anniversary, and they just kind of pulled the rug out from under?
Yep. I went to the top of the list, and I was like, hey, I'm putting my vacation time in. Bada bing, bada boom. And those son of a bitches accepted my fucking request, knowing they were going to double book me. Those sons of bitches. So I'm actually going to be at the 10th anniversary of Perry Shop. And then I got to hightail it out of there after my match with E-Shop Lady, or whatever the hell he's called. And then I got to go all the way to the event, and it's going to be one hell of a ride. I'm going to have to do something on the plane to get hyped up for this event, because God damn it, no, God knows I don't want to be there. I want to see the after party. That's where it's at, baby. The after party.
Well, we'll all be covering it, so we'll all be there.
Yep. We'll all be there,
because I think it starts at 1 o'clock on Sunday Eastern. So
yeah,
man,
that means I'm gonna have to sleep at the shop and set everything up at like 6 a.m. All
right, Chrissy Bakley, Game Pass, man. Will you buy Xbox Series X SpongeBob Edition? I got 3 of them.
Find it anywhere.
I've got 3 of them in my house because I bribed Phil for them. I said, listen, Daddy, a.k.a. Game Pass, man, will give you that sloppy toppy, but I need 3 of them. I need one for the living room, one for the basement, and I need one for the bathroom, because don't ask me why I need one for the bathroom. You can find that out when we're in the bathroom with the system. Anywho, I did what I had to do, and I have no shame about it. Say what you must, think what you must, but I don't give a rat's hat. It was worth every cent.
Well, I think that's all the questions for the unit list. Perry, you got a question for Game Pass, man?
No.
No. Well, Game Pass, man, we'll let you get back to spreading the word of Game Pass throughout the city.
Right, baby.
And we will see you again next week, sir.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Yep. Thank you guys very much for having me. It's always a pleasure. It's an honor. And not only am I spreading Game Pass and the word of it, but I am spreading cheeks as well. I'm spreading butter on my toast. I'm spreading everything, baby. Maybe a little bit more than I should be spreading. But anywho, it was great, guys. And if I gotta leave you with something, I'm gonna leave you this, because it's a little late and you might need a little bit of a pick-me-up. And I think it might be time to wake the fuck up!
Oh my. Oh my. Never a dull moment. But that picture is perfect. That's like topical on so many levels.
I thought of that today in the car, and I just forgot about it until now.
Yeah, it's absolutely perfect, man. And I know you. And I'm sorry that we see if you're going to use it tomorrow night. I'm sorry we stole your thunder.
No. That's going to be the thumbnail. I'm going to set that event up in a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
People will see it.
Nice.
Just a preview for tomorrow night.
Yep.
It's funny. Awesome. They get mad at us. I've been giving Sony the smoke for 10 years with Nintendo. Okay, I've been defending Xbox for 10 years. I do noof show. I'm somehow a pony. So now, what are they going to say tomorrow when we give Sony the smoke again? Just saying.
They'll turn the blind eye to it, or they'll just you're a fake neutral or something, because that's their favorite thing to do, right?
Yeah, grifter or whatever. Meanwhile, I've been doing this forever. And I don't grift to get free shit, by the way. And a lot of these guys do, and they get free shit.
Yeah, they do.
I actually buy my stuff, and I'm all right with that. And I just give you my honest opinion. So
yep, and that's the one thing you're going to get from all of us here, is you're just going to get straight up honesty out of it. So yeah, that's why y'all need to be locking it in here, and then on the Perry show, and everything everything we got our hands into is no bias whatsoever. So, but on that note, we're going to go ahead and sign it off for the evening and let everybody get on with their night. Once again, much love to you guys, to everybody in the chat tonight. Y'all were awesome as always. And thank you for joining us and continuing to join us. And we will go much, much further than 30 after this. But it's the 30th episode, and it was nice to all have you here. It was all nice to just kind of reminisce and talk about things. Later on this week, keep your eyes locked in. I will be putting up the poll for classic console you would like for all of us to talk about next week on next week's episode. But with all that being said, let's get everybody signed off so we can go ahead and call it a night. First off, Wicked Hot. Let everybody know where they can find the Beast from the East when you're not here Tuesday nights on Gamin' Ain't Easy.
Ooh, wee! Well, if you guys want to find me, you can find me on Twitter as the name you see on the screen. And you can also find me on YouTube, where I am streaming periodically. I'm streaming a little bit more now, but trying to finish up Diablo DLC. I think that's the next thing. So stay tuned. And every Sunday, Baldur's Gate. We get freaky.
There you go. That's a sick tradition now.
Oh, yeah.
So,
it's in.
All right. Busiest man on the panel here, Perry. Let everybody know where they can find you at when you're not here Tuesday nights on Gamin' Ain't Easy.
Every Wednesday between 9:30 p.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern, over on the Game Complainers YouTube channel for the Game Complainers podcast with myself, Frank, Anthony, Fred, and sometimes Stevie Mac.
There you go. And of course, y'all know where to find me. You're here. You tuned in. You know where I'm at. You know what I'm about. You know what this show's about. You know what the other content's all about. I don't need to rattle your ears off about it. But just make sure you keeping it locked in and all of that good stuff. And just remember to play on, because life is too short and none of us get out alive anyway. And we will see y'all next week. Take it easy.
See you later.